Hi, I'm Jim, and we're going to draw together today. In See the Lights art class series, uh, Pat Nepley says it all starts with a line. And that's very true. If you're going to draw, that's where you begin, is with line work. And so we're going to practice line work a little bit. And I'm going to give you some really easy suggestions on how to teach your hand and your eye to work together, because that's really the first step in learning how to draw what you see. A lot of people say, oh, I could never draw, I can't draw a straight line, I can't draw anything that looks good. Well, you know what? Anybody can learn how to draw, and I'm going to show you something that will help you today start right away to learn how to draw. Now, what I'm going to do, if you'll see, I've got now I'm using a computer with an app called Art Rage, and you're welcome to use something like that. You can do this on a sketch pad. You can do this on a piece of paper, copy paper. You can do it on construction paper. It really doesn't matter. All you need is a piece of paper and a pencil or crayon or pen or marker, whatever you want to use. As we're not going to erase and we're not going to change. Right now we're just learning how to work with lines. So our first exercise is I'm going to first, on the left side of my paper, I've got it divided into two halves, and I'm just going to draw a few shapes. There we go. Computer didn't want to agree with me, for starters. So I'm going to draw, I'm not drawing a stick figure here. Instead, what I'm drawing are just some little designs. And let's do another one here. Let's do a circle with a line through it, and maybe 3 lines in the middle. And let's do 3 circles and connect them together. We've done a lot of circles here. You notice I'm not worrying too much about details, and I'm not trying for a refined drawing here. How about a triangle? Not a very good triangle. And why don't I put a straight line at the top of that triangle and put a couple crossbars on those 2 sides. Okay, so I've got 4 designs there on the left side of my paper. Now, what is going to really help you learn to draw is to learn to teach your hand and your eye to work together. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to go to the other side of the paper, and this time I'm going to try to copy what I drew over here. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. Right now, I just want to look at what I drew, and I want to try to reproduce it over on this side of the paper as best I can. So don't worry about it being perfect, but just look at it and copy. So I've got a circle, so I'm going to draw the circle. Now, what's most helpful here is, as you're drawing, keep your eyes mostly over here on what you already drew. Not so much on what you're drawing. Okay, so look over here. Well, I got a straight line coming down. Let's do that. Okay, got a line coming off the side with a little triangle. Oh, it's a little different, but that's okay. It'll work. And I've got this kind of oval shape down here with a line going through it. And I've got 3 lines here. Almost looks like a football. Okay, so I've got 3 circles down there. Let's draw those, and I'm going to connect those just like that. And then I've got my triangle and a line through the top and a couple vertical lines here, and so I have duplicated my drawing. Now, depending on how old you are and how much you draw and how difficult it is, if you're finding it too hard to do these kind of shapes, then keep it simple. But the idea is to just copy or do some designs and then copy them. And once you've done it one time, then do it again. Okay, got another circle, line, another line, triangle. Again, I didn't do that right, but that's okay. Oval, line through it. 1, 2, 3. 3 circles. Connect those. Now you don't have to do these ones in particular. These are just ones I just came up with out of my head. You can come up with a different design, something that you like, because the idea is to see and to copy and to duplicate what you have already drawn. Now we'll take that a step further in the next lesson, which will come on the blog next week. So for now, just work on this. Come up with some different ideas, play around with it, do what's fun, make them bigger, make them smaller, make them more complex, make them easier. It just depends on you and what you want to do. But practice with your lines, practice looking at what you have already drawn over here, and as you draw then over here, mostly let your eyes be on this, and then just kind of check back and forth as you draw, because what we want to do is develop the idea that your hand and your eyes are working together. And that's today's lesson. Come back next week for some more Drawing with Jim. Thanks a lot.